All right. Well, thanks, Jordan, for going through all that great information and sharing those awesome tips for helping churches to improve their brand, which can help them attract new visitors, build better community engagement, and increase giving. And so, with that said, I also wanted to highlight some things to keep in mind when it comes to choosing tools to help you promote your brand within your events and online giving tools. And so some of the things to keep in mind are things like choosing tools that help you simplify your branding process with expert guidance and built-in templates, using a platform that creates cohesive digital experiences for members and visitors, choosing a platform that allows you to design branded giving pages that inspire generosity, and choosing systems that can help you amplify your message and mission. And so here at Vanco, our goal is to help you tell your story, share your story, foster generosity, and gain insights on the back end to make informed decisions so you can elevate your community's experience through effortless giving and enhanced engagement. And so with that said, I'm going to jump into our Vanco Events software and showcase some of the elements and features you can utilize to enhance your branding efforts to further boost community engagement, build connections, and to inspire generosity and maximize giving. Now, if you aren't familiar with Vanco Events, it's our event management and ticketing platform here at Vanco, and it's a great tool to help you simplify your events management and as a means to boost community engagement, attract new members, and drive additional giving. And so there's a couple key features I wanted to highlight that allow you to quickly integrate your brand and message throughout your events process. And so when you're building an event, you have the option to integrate custom images, which can highlight your brand and message. And so one of the events that we've created here is a fall festival or a harvest fest. And so we can show you what that looks like on the page. And throughout this build process, you'll be able to add custom images. So in this case, we've added an image here that highlights Vanco Valley Community Church. And you can even have branded tickets on the back end when people purchase the tickets through your event pages as well. So as an example, you have the feature here on the template section where you can customize the look of your tickets. And so this could include custom messaging, could highlight potential sponsors at various events, or in this case, we've also added our logo here on the ticket. And so there's several different features available to integrate your branding and custom messaging throughout the event management, order forms, and ticketing process. Another great option is our fundraising pages. And so you can create your own custom fundraising pages. You can simply add the name, description, your fundraising goal, the different values you want to include, and then you can also upload custom images as well. So I'll show you one that we've made here already. We have our Vanco Valley Mission Trip fundraiser. And to show you what this looks like, we can go to images here. You can upload your logo, for example, a custom background image. Lots of flexibility here. But what this looks like on the back end when we visit this page. And so you can see now that we're on the page, we've got our logo added here. Again, if we wanted custom messaging here that fit our brand and our values, we could certainly include that as well on this page. But it's these kind of little details that you can implement across the board to integrate your church branding throughout your events that can help you go that extra mile to build that connected feeling and consistency across the board for your church branding. But with that said, I'm going to actually hand it over to Allie, and she's going to jump into showcasing some additional branding tools you can utilize through our online giving platform here at Vanco.
I'm going to pull up our Vanco Valley Community Church website. And Vanco Valley is not a real church. This is just a branded demo experience to show you what's possible when your digital presence reflects your mission, your message, and your generosity goals. And you can feel free to look at this site on your own free time as well. Just go to vancovalleychurch.com and you can look through all of the pages and see how we have things set up. There's also a lot of really helpful tips and information for you there. But when you hit this homepage, you will see that right from the beginning, everything is very cohesive. The branding is there, the color palette, the fonts, the logo, everything is very polished and intentional. And we've chosen images that really convey a sense of community and warmth. And it's really important when newcomers find your site that they immediately get a sense of who you are. And so everything is very clear and laid out here. And so that's really important because a polished digital presence builds credibility and trust even before they meet you in person. And making sure that your site is also mobile friendly is really a must these days because everybody is on their phones. So two quick things I want to touch on. If you do get a chance in your own time to come and look at vancovalleychurch.com, I want you to specifically look at the About Us page and the Missions page. The About page is going to be key in conveying your mission statement, your vision statement, and just really who you are as a church. And so this gives people a reason to walk through your front door. And so for newcomers, you want to include, all of that key information like service times, leadership information, contact information. You can include, info about your staff. You can include pictures about things that you're doing in the church. Images of Sunday service and worship and missions initiatives that you're doing. Just really anything that you want to include to tell the story of who you are and why you do what you do. And that will really get people excited to connect and get further involved. The second thing I'll touch on here is the missions page. So really beyond Sunday service, you want your missions page to be a page that exists where you can have a centralized location for information about what you're doing, success stories, announcements, just really one place where anybody from a newcomer to an existing member can come and find out what your church is doing to help your community. And so when you build this page, as we say here, really tap into the power of storytelling. You want to share powerful stories from people that your church has supported to make stewardship be tangible. And so if that's a missions trip to Africa, if that's a food drive that you're doing, if it's making 1,000 Thanksgiving boxed meals during the holidays, just whatever it is, you want to really showcase that here, and you want people to see where their generosity is going and how you're making impact in your community and beyond. And that will really get people excited to continue directing their generosity to your church and to, grow and continue engaging your members. So heading over to the Give Now page, one thing that Vanco does really well for our clients is we work with churches to make sure that they leverage the power of storytelling through generosity. And we believe in directed giving. We believe in the power of story to really ignite people and get them inspired to give. And so when we work with clients, we have this feature that they can leverage where it's essentially tiles for different funds and different storytelling with whatever they're raising money for. So as you can see here, and this is something I'll deep dive into so you can see exactly how this is built. But you could have everything from a general offering tile to your food pantry to VBS to your playground fund, your building fund. Really, the possibilities are endless. And you can set these up so that people can pick what they want to give to, whether it's one time or recurring. So for instance, if you wanted to do something for, let's say, Vacation Bible School scholarships, they would click on the tile, they would go in, there would be an image and a description, and this is where they would put in what they want to give. And so they could choose from one time or recurring. They can toggle between the two. So if they want to do recurring, they could do, every week. They would set their start date. They would click add to basket, and then they would proceed in making that payment. So one thing I want to call out real quick here is we do include the feature to share socially. So if you click on share, you could share out this specific fund, the specific tile, to your community. You could share it on social, you could share it in WhatsApp, via text message, via email, or you could also just copy a direct link to this that people could access. So once I go ahead and add this to my basket, I'm going to see that it's in my basket here. It's also going to preview, or it's also going to show other things that you could select to give to. So you could keep selecting things that you want to add to your basket, and then you would continue to payment. You would have your credit or debit card option here, your bank account option. You would put in your info. It does allow you to save for future use, which is great. The other thing I want to call out is we have a toggle that allows them to select if they want to cover the processing fee. And what's nice about this is that you have the ability in the back end to always set this by default to be on. They could click it off if they want to, but we find that most people want to cover the fee. So that's something really nice that you could leverage. And so if I was going to continue with this, I would hit continue to review and I would finish that checkout process. But what I want to do real quick is I want to hop over and show you what it's like to build one of these tiles. So if you're in Vanco Online and you are under the giving section, you're going to have a couple different things here. You're going to have tiles, sites, and mobile. Mobile is where you can customize the mobile view of everything. Sites is essentially your giving page. They're little sort of micro sites that exist, and you can set things up for different initiatives that you're doing. Here, I'm going to go to tiles. And I'm going to wait for this to load here. So let's say that on my website, on my giving page, I want to have a new tile for, let's say it's the preschool fund. So I would go hit new tile. It's going to give me the choice between gift and payment. So gift is for things like donations, campaigns, fundraisers, memorials, any other like type of giving opportunity. Payment is if you're collecting payment for an event, for physical products that you're selling at your church, things like that. So I'm going to select gift. And the fun thing about this is it is so customizable. I'm going to label this preschool fund. I'm going to hit save and continue. These are so easy to set up, and it guides you through everything, every step that you're doing here. So I'm on the details step. So details for your tile, you're going to have your main description. So once they click into your tile, you want to have, a very informative and inspirational description of what this fund is, what you're, taking donations for. Make sure to really use the power of story with this. You will put in a description, and for the sake of time here, I'm just going to put in some dummy text here. Now, when I go down to short description, the short description is what people see before they open your tile. So this is like your preview text. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go down to button label. You can customize what your button says, or you can choose from something that we already have suggested here. So I'm going to choose Give Now, hit Save and Continue. Okay, so now I'm in the Add an Image step. Here is where you can add your own image, or you could choose from many free high-resolution images that we include from Unsplash. So I'm going to go ahead and search for an image. There's tons here that you can see. I'm going to choose this one. It allows you to crop the image if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and crop. I'm going to hit Save. And then that is going to save the image cropped as I had specified, and then that will move us into the next step here. So the next step after we've done image, we're in gift step now. And so this is where you are going to choose the fund. that will receive the money collected from this tile. And so this money will be collected and tracked and deposited into the fund's associated bank account. So I know that I want this to go into the preschool fund. So I'm going to select preschool. You also have the option to create a new fund, and you can set that up here. You're going to select the frequency that you would like to offer for the transaction for this. So if you want one-time giving or recurring giving, you can select whichever frequency that you prefer. You can also allow installments if you were doing something like a pledge drive or a capital campaign. You can also choose an end date for a recurring gift. And then the other thing you can also do is have custom fields. So custom fields are really useful for if somebody is, giving a donation in memory of someone, you can set that up to have that be a custom field option. I'm not going to select that for this one, but know that you do have that option. So I'm going to hit save and continue. So you can see a preview of the tile here, and you're in your review step now. So you need to select if you want your tile to be visible or hidden. And the difference between that would be if you want it to be visible, it will show up on your site. If you want it to be hidden, it's still active, but it's only accessible via a direct link, an embed, or a QR code. So I want this to appear always visible on our Vanco Valley Community Church site, both desktop and mobile. So I'm selecting those and I'm hitting done. And so now as that's saving, it's bringing us back. So what I want to do now is I want to make sure that that is here. So preschool fund has been created. I want to check for my Vanco Valley Community Church to see if the tile has popped up. So this is where you can drag and drop your tile order. So how you want your tiles to appear on your site. And so preschool fund is at the bottom. I want to move that up. And so I'm going to make sure I hit save. Everything is saved successfully. So I'm going to go to actions. Before I go and view the site just to check on everything, I just want to call out that here under actions, you can do copy site link. You can get the code to embed that giving site, or you can view the QR code. And the QR code is available to download. And if you want to share this on printed materials or have it be on slides during your Sunday service, that's a great way that you can showcase that. So I'm going to go and view the site. And that's loading now. So when this loads, we will see that preschool tile that I created. It will be near the top of the screen. Yeah, you can see it right here. It is nested in with everything else. And if you ever want to make changes to anything, you can always go into my Vanco and change things however you want. You can switch out images and whatnot. Totally customizable. People really love this because it just brings everything to life that you're trying to do. So now that we've talked about branding and tips and best practices, I do want to point out something that we do offer. We have a free church branding toolkit to really help you leverage what we're teaching you today. And so we'll include a link so that you can access that, but really make sure you take some time and browse this. We have so much for you. We have guides to help write your vision and mission statements. We have tools for logo design, branding materials, things like that. Very, very, very helpful. to you in your journey. And people that have leveraged this have just found a lot of success with it. So we're excited to offer that to you as well. All right. So if you want to get started today with us, visit vancopayments.com or go ahead and pick up the phone. Give us a call, 866-755-9458. We're here to help you. We want to help you tell your story, share your story, foster generosity, and gain insight. Again, on behalf of the Vanco team, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. And as I mentioned earlier, we will send a replay email out with all of this information and a recording and links to the things that we've shared today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.